Welcome back to Fox and Friends First. You know, you may not have cast your ballot yet, but millions of Americans already have sent in their ballots for the 2016 presidential election.
But what if maybe you decide to change your mind?
For any Democratic voter who have already cast their ballots for Hillary Clinton and who are having a bad case of buyer's remorse, you can change your vote to Donald Trump.
Well, a Google search for the words "change early vote" is surging since the FBI reopened the investigation into Hillary Clinton's email server.
People are thinking about it. Well, here to explain the options is political commentator Erin McPike. Erin, thanks for joining us this morning. So first, start with us simply. How does one change their vote?
Well, not every voter can do it. It's only in a handful of states. And in fact, in Minnesota, the deadline to change your vote has already passed. It passed on Tuesday. So unfortunately, Minnesotans don't have this option. It's really only in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. And if a voter has cast an absentee ballot, they would have to go into their local elections office and request a new absentee ballot. In Pennsylvania specifically, a voter can go in on Election Day, and then their absentee ballot would be invalidated. So in Pennsylvania, it's just voting in person and actually doing the deed on Election Day. But in Wisconsin, you have up until 3 options. You can do it 3 times, changing your vote, which is so interesting. Now, as of Tuesday, no one had changed their vote in Wisconsin 3 times just yet. But I'd be interested to see by Election Day if someone actually does it 3 times.
Do you have any numbers, I mean, as to how many people have tried to change their vote so far? And explain one more time, what happens to your other vote?
So what you would do in these states, and in Michigan, you have the option too up until 4 p.m. on Monday, the day before Election Day, but you would have to go into a local elections office and actually say, okay, I might have made a mistake, and that election official will go get your ballot, destroy it, and then you hand in a new one.
So interesting. No, you've got to confirm that the first one is invalidated. I live in Minnesota, voted absentee. Wasn't even aware of this process, though. But you look at those other states that are still open, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, all very important states in this process. Are the campaigns focusing on people that have already voted and trying to get them to switch, or is this just something they're talking a little bit about?
Or keep them from switching.
Yeah, or keep them.
We're not really hearing that from Hillary Clinton, but of course, as you played there at the top of the segment, Donald Trump has been talking about this. Wisconsin is an important state, and Hillary Clinton just started advertising last week in Wisconsin as those polls are tightening. Pennsylvania, obviously a very important one. Donald Trump really needs to win Pennsylvania to have the hope of actually winning the White House, and so he is doing a little bit of this because every vote counts, especially in those important swing states.
It does seem like this leaves the door open for a lot of human error, if by accident or if, you know, planning it, and it was voter fraud. So what are they doing to keep any of that from happening?
Well, it's all with the human touch, because what these local election officials have to do is look at the signatures on a ballot that you've already cast and compare it with the signature that you give on a new ballot. So if somebody's good at forging a signature, I suppose they could try.
My signature is never the same twice.
No, it's true.
Mine not either.
None of these processes are foolproof by any means.
It doesn't make any sense at all. And I think you're right. A lot of people were not aware of this.
Yeah, certainly not. And absentee ballots can be invalidated, too, if they're improperly filled out in the first place. So a lot of reasons why your vote may or may not be counted. But interesting stuff. Erin McPike, thank you very much for illuminating us this morning.